and I think, to me, even if Cornelius Johnson just does what he did last year, with Ronnie Bell coming back, I would say that's enough to have a dynamic passing offense, along with Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum, who are both really good pass catchers out of the backfield. So the thing is, I don't think really anyone needs to go from being good to great. I think with Ronnie Bell coming back, I think we're all pretty comfortable in his production, the type of player that he is. If he's able to come back, if Cornelius Johnson gives us what he gave us last year, if Erick gives us what he gave us last year, Donovan Edwards with getting more snaps. I mean, even on the limited snaps he got last year, I mean, we saw that number 7 is dynamic. So if he, with getting more snaps, can just do what he did last year, Blake Corum, same thing. With removing the injury, I think Michigan has enough. I think they have enough to where it's not. You're not banking on a guy who is either a true freshman or hasn't played at all to come in and be a 1,200-yard receiver or running back. I don't think they need that. I think they're in a really good. I think they're in really good shape. It's just the guys. You got to come out now and do it and produce, and you got to look at and figure out the quarterback spot. I mean, it's weird, man, because I think with the injury to JJ, it kind of complicates things even more. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but because now it can't be decided on the field. Like you can't just say, well, the best quarterback's going to win it in spring and fall. We're going to go from there. It's, JJ is not on the field, so it's going to be difficult to make a decision one way or another, because you can't just write him off and just say, well, we're going with Cade, he's QB1, and we're going to move forward that way. And you definitely can't, in fall camp, just say, okay, well, JJ's going to be our starter with Cade, unseating him as a starting quarterback, like for what? So it's difficult, but I think no matter who the quarterback is, they're just going to have to be focused on getting the ball to those playmakers. You have enough of them. Get the ball out quick. Especially for Cade, because I don't think running around is his forte and what he wants to do. And even for JJ, I think, although he's got that part in his game, I think you're always better off just playing on time, like going through your reads, hit your check down, live to fight another day, because the last thing you need is getting hit or fumbling, things like that. So we'll see what happens, but I think they're in really good shape. It's just going to be guys just really honing in on their craft, having a really good summer, lifting, running, making sure they come into camp ready to roll, because like I said, you can get to that point, especially with Michigan's schedule too. I mean, the first 3 games are, essentially going to be cakewalk. So if you can really kind of fine tune things with that, those first 3 games, I think the first conference game might be Maryland, if I'm not mistaken, and then you got Iowa. I mean, ideally you'd like to be a well-oiled machine going into to Iowa, that second Big Ten conference game, and once you're in conference, it's all go. So we'll see what happens, but I think they're in a really good shape as far as their their skill guys and and what it is that they actually want to do. They want to run the football. You've got running backs that can handle it and are dynamic. So it'll be exciting to see what happens. But I think if Cornelius does take a step, boy, that's gonna be scary.